Hey guys, what's going on? Drewzy here, and today, my first ever Diablo video here on the channel. And today, for the most part, I'm going to just do a review for you guys because the Necromancer Pack recently came out for console and PC today. So I felt like for the people that don't really play Diablo or do play Diablo, just kind of wanted to let you know if I felt, in my opinion, whether or not the buy was worth the price of admission for Diablo 3. So, if you haven't been playing Diablo 3 a lot lately, they did integrate seasons in 2 updates ago now. In the most recent update, they installed a couple of brand new things, but the big thing that started here today on June 27th of 2017, of course, is the Necromancer Pack comes out for everyone. It's a $15 charge for I'm from the United States, so in American it was $15. Not sure the conversion rate for some of the other countries or anyone else outside the United States as far as euros for European or as far as Canadian dollars, if it might be a little bit more. I would assume it would be probably a little bit more for our northern brethren to the United States. But however, so as you can see, I've already gotten them to level 70. I'm playing a female necromancer, not that that really matters, but I'm having some fun with it so far. One of the big things I will say about the Necromancer is it feels a little bit of a hybrid kind of between the Demon Hunter and the Witch Doctor. So Demon Hunter and Witch Doctor are 2 characters that I played probably the most, in my opinion, throughout all my Diabloing that I've generally played. And to me, it seems like a mild hybrid between the 2. So as you can see here in the gameplay footage that I'm showing you, I am playing a regular Nephilim Rift, currently, after I hit level 70, but I'm playing on Torment 3 currently because I don't really have a lot of gear. As you see, I'm taking a lot of damage against some of these enemies. The Necromancer, not very tanky, at least apparently one of the set builds in particular really makes them an extremely tanky god with the bone armor ability that the Necromancer has. But right now I'm pretty much just trying to grind gear as best I can because, again, this character just came out today and I've probably only played about 3 or 4 hours. I was able to get to level 70 though in that time frame, but I have played quite a bit of Diablo. I had some Hellfire Rain abilities and things like that. I was able to get a gem, a ruby gem in my helm socket to get that extra experience, so I was able to level up pretty fast. I find if you just jump into some Nephilim rifts or you just do some bounties pretty much in adventure mode, of course, in order to access adventure mode you have to have beaten the game once with at least one character, you can pretty much grind through and level up any character pretty quickly, I feel, and with the Necromancer I was able to get her up in a couple of hours. But see, I really struggle with this gold, this elite enemy, so I believe here in a quick second I'm going to actually change one of my skills to try to make myself a little bit stronger. But one thing I'm noticing with the Necromancer, and something I will show towards the end of the video, is that there are 2 main abilities that for sure you need to have with the Necromancer to be the most effective, and currently slotted there are my X and my B. So, and I mean, in my opinion, in most of the builds that I'm noticing, you pretty much need those 2 abilities in order for the Necromancer to really do much of any kind of damage. I feel like the Necromancer kind of struggles a little bit in solo. I'm finding the Necromancer worked really well when a friend of mine, we were both Necromancing at the same time. We were able to really pump out a good amount of damage and really clear the rifts much faster. But of course, as you get more gear and things like that, the Necromancer will be more viable, most likely in a solo. But if you're considering buying this pack, and the main thing that you're wanting to do is you're just wanting a new character, you're just wanting a new experience within the Diablo universe, I mean, I don't know if $15 is necessarily the best price if that's something that you're looking for. I mean, me personally, I guess it's more replay value. How much replay value are you going to put and invest in time in the game that you're going to be playing? If you feel like you're going to be playing a ton of hours, if you feel like it's going to be worth it to you to have an additional character, to have more options for you, you're going to get 2 additional character slots with this $15 purchase, by the way. So it gives you some more options. So as you see here, I'm going to show you, I'm going to change my skills up. So one of the things why I said that the Necromancer reminded me a little bit of the Witch Doctors, because they do spawn different spawns. So I'm able to spawn skeletons, as you see here, that I'm just picking which rune I want to use, and then I'm able to spawn things like golems, which are similar to an ability that the Witch Doctor has as well. I can't think of the the character. But as you see here, as I switch to my more of a pet style build, I'm able to do significantly more damage, survive much better against these against this mob of elite enemies, and able to wipe them out much faster. So one thing I would highly suggest with you, if you're gonna get this pack, use the Necromancer, especially early on. Utilize your pets, utilize the golem, utilize the skeletons, because it's just going to help you be able to survive significantly better, able to pump out significantly more damage, because the Necromancer is not very tanky. It seems to be more designed as more of a damage focused build, more so than a tank build. So I mean, you're not a barbarian, you're not a crusader, you're not going to be able to just take a crap load of damage. You just need to be able to pump out a decent amount of damage. And I feel like the Necromancer has some potential to possibly do that. Some of the builds, from what I've noticed, I wasn't able to play the beta because I play on console, I do not play on PC, and the beta only reached out, if I'm not mistaken, to the PC. But from what I've noticed in some of the reviews that I've seen from the PC beta, was that the Necromancer seems to be kind of limited in their 6 set elite builds that they kind of have with their green set items. They seem to really only have about 2 builds that seem to be the most viable right now. And so, to me, that kind of reminds me of like the Barbarian. For the most part, the Barbarian has very limited options, in my opinion, as far as late game, high greater rift clears. And the Necromancer just seems to be kind of in that same boat for right now. Blizzard did not install any updates from the beta to the launch of this title. So there were no changes to the Necromancer that were made from the beta to now. So, I mean, you're kind of stuck with what you got. If you played in beta, you're going to pretty much have the same experience with this now as the character is now out in the game. I feel like so far character transition's been smooth. Character plays really well. Blizzard, I think, does a phenomenal job in character development and playstyle gameplay. Diablo is just a very well polished game, in my opinion. I really enjoy playing it. It's one of the games I probably play about 5-6 games that I'm cycling through right now. I guess one thing I would suggest, if you're just looking for kind of a game to kind of take the edge off, to have some fun with, because as we know, the holiday season is going to be coming up here soon. There's going to be a lot of games coming out, and a lot of people are excited about a lot of different titles. I myself, Destiny, that doesn't come out until September, obviously, so you got a little bit of a wait. But if you're, a player that's waiting for a couple games in the holiday rush that's going to be coming, because we all know Xbox, PlayStation, they're all going to have some big titles coming out towards the end of the year. I think this could be a really fun way to get back into Diablo if you were a Diablo player, to just kind of kill some time, screw around a little bit, have some fun, and be able to just play a new character, have a little more diversity in your repertoire. So one thing I'm going to show you here in the next part of the Greater Rift is also a new area that they created. So this is the new area that was created for this patch, actually. So when you buy this patch, you will be able to access this area specifically. I think there are a few other areas that they developed. They mentioned that they created a few new stylized areas for you as far as dungeons and things to fight in. And I really like the way that this visually looks, in my opinion. I think it looks very polished. I like the candle effects that are kind of off to the sides and through most of the hallways and things like that. Not that I'm saying that you need, in order to spend $15, you need something that's aesthetically pleasing. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's kind of nice to have that little bit of polished touch to it to kind of give you a little bit extra to go with, other than just a new character. There's also some other things. There's some other cosmetic items that were added as well, and I'll show you the cosmetic items again more towards the end of the video, more than right now. Just kind of going through the rift here. I'm a little over halfway right now. So again, I'm just trying to grind gear, and here I'm showing you the ability that does the significant most of the damage. You just saw me just wipe out all those enemies. The problem is, in order to cast this ability, you need corpses on the ground that you get corpses from killing enemies themselves. Seems like a pretty easy concept. Kill some enemies, they leave corpses behind when you kill them, and then you use those corpses to your advantage to murder and slaughter other enemies. I mean, Diablo is just so fun. If you're just stressed out, if you're pissed off, you had a shitty day at work, shitty day at school, whatever it was, and you just need some time to kill, you need to just murder some shit, Diablo, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to do that, because there's just almost endless amount of enemies to murder, and it just makes you feel better inside rather than killing your own family or loved ones or friends. So, I mean, what better to take it on some demons and some other, horrible things. So, again, the update, I've so far kind of enjoyed it in the couple of hours that I've played it. But again, if you're looking for, if you're just looking for a new experience and you're going to be playing a lot of Diablo, I would highly suggest forking up the $15 and go ahead and buying this, because I'm so far not really disappointed with it. I feel like I'm going to get more value out of it, especially when Season 11 hits. So Season 11 has been delayed, which a lot of people thought when this update came out, Season 11 would also start. Season 10 did end, I believe, a few weeks ago. Season 11 will not start for Diablo until towards the end of July. So I believe July 26th, if I'm not mistaken, is the release date for Season 11. If you guys haven't jumped into the seasons yet, it's pretty fun. I do like the seasons. It's new. It's something that gives you a little bit extra experience. One of my friends has already said that he plans on using the Necromancer in the season. I probably won't do that. I feel like the Necromancer might be a little overplayed throughout the seasons. I'm probably going to dive in to whatever character has the best 6-set item piece that you get from completing the first 5 chapters within the season mode. That's probably the one I'm going to pick. I talked about that I really kind of wanted to jump into the Barbarian. Maybe I did do primarily Witch Doctor and Demon Hunter in my in the last one. I also did the Crusader as well, because the Crusader had one of the easier clear builds for higher greater rifts with its Blessed Hammer build. So I screwed around with that a little bit. I do plan on posting some videos of Season 11 once it releases, of some gameplay of me, some builds, possibly things like that, because I do really enjoy playing Diablo. It's probably one of my 5 games that I really play the most right now, and I need a killer. I need something to kill time. I do play a lot of Smite, obviously. If you guys enjoy Smite as well, please check out the Smite videos on the channel. I would appreciate it. But I do also enjoy playing Diablo as well, so I'm going to be probably playing a decent amount of Diablo, especially when the Season 11 kicks off towards the end of July. So until then, probably won't see any Diablo content here on my channel. But I'm sure there are plenty of other people, if that's what you're looking for, other channels out there that can give you the content that you need, if that's something you're looking for. So, I personally, I'm again not upset with the purchase. I think it's worth it if you're going to be playing a ton of Diablo. If you're not a big Diablo player, I would highly suggest. I don't think the $15 is going to be worth it to you. So I would highly suggest probably skipping it. One other thing, if you want to wait until Season 11 starts towards the end of July, that might be the best time to get it instead of getting it right now, because essentially, if you're going to be using the Necromancer in the season mode, you're just going to be basically wasting your time by playing them now, because all of your seasonal items, or all your items that you're gaining now, won't transition to the season. You basically reset, start from scratch. So if you're going to be focusing on the Necromancer in Season 11, I would suggest just holding off for a month or two. If you don't have the money right now, in my opinion, the $15, you could use it for food or something else, or something, give your girlfriend or parents something nice. I don't know. Just figure out, what you want to do. As you see, I'm, upgrading some items, figuring out some stuff. Oh, look, I got something better. I feel like that's going to be happening for a while. So as you see here, I'm kind of circling around. You see the corpses on the ground. That's what I'm talking about. So those corpses are what you use to use that X ability that I currently use, the one that does the most damage. You need those corpses around to fire it. Unfortunately, those corpses will not, shoot across the entire map. They have to be within a certain range of the enemies around you in order for you to do damage with it. So, that's kind of a slight thing. It's kind of reminds me slightly of the Marauders with the Demon Hunter again. Kind of why I said that it reminded me of the Demon Hunter a little bit, because it just has that pet feel with the Witch Doctor. And kind of that damage dealing Marauder style attack. So here you go, you see kind of the candles, the aesthetic things. Again, if you're not an aesthetic style person, don't waste the money. But if it helps you a little bit in making the decision, and you get something that looks beautiful in the background while you're murdering things, then maybe that's part of worth the purchase of the $15. I don't know. It shouldn't be if it's a deal breaker, that sucks for you. But I hope it's not the determining factor either, because that would also suck. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna finish off this riff for you, kind of show you the damage ability it's able to do against a rift against the Rift Guardian at the end. But again, if you're not a Demon Hunter player, if you're not a Witch Doctor player, probably would skip out on the Necromancer. That's pretty much the play style that it kind of looks like, is those two play styles seem to kind of mesh the best in the Necromancer. One thing I will say, the Necromancer doesn't seem to be very overpowered, because again, only 2 of the 6 item set pieces really seem to excel at this point, based on what people say when they play the beta, from the reviews again that I watched. So again, if you're afraid that you're just going to be this overpowering demigod in this game, you're going to be sorely mistaken. You're going to definitely struggle early on if you don't have the items to, coincide with it. If you're not able to get a Hellfire Amulet, if you're not able to get, all these, nice items to help you progress early on, you're really going to struggle, in my opinion. If you're playing by yourself, if you have friends, Necromancer, fine for you, no problem. As you see here, I'm kind of waiting for my B ability to recharge. As you see, I'm barely doing any damage to this Rift Guardian. But watch here in a second, the damage I'm able to pull out when I'm able to get my ability back. So here I get the ability back, and then boom, here's all these corpses coming flying out right at the Rift Guardian, and boom, see you later. That's all she wrote. And I'm able to just murder that Rift Guardian pretty easily once I'm able to get those abilities. So it's pretty ability focused. But again, it's Diablo. That's how Diablo pretty much works. If your abilities aren't up, if you don't have them ready, you're just gonna be sitting there, just poking away at people, crying a little bit inside because you're just not pumping out that serious damage. Diablo's all about murdering. In my opinion, that's the fun of it. So I'm gonna kind of go back to the main area here to kind of then show you a little bit of some of the items that I was talking about, some of the things that you kind of really need, in my opinion, to really excel. So I close the rift here, and then I'm going to show you some of the things that you get with the Necromancer to maybe help you make an educated decision. As you see here, pretty low damage, pretty low armor, pretty low life per hit right now, because again, I'm just trying to build my items. I'm trying to get my gear up. So I kind of show you some of the gears. I've got a couple green set piece items. I'm really just working hard. This set item specifically here on my chest piece apparently was a broken build throughout the beta. I don't know if there was an update for it specifically in this update that Diablo did. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. A lot of people said they had a lot of problems in the beta. They were basically invincible in the beta. I don't see that being a problem. I see that being obviously a definite plus for you guys. So, but that was something that people did complain about, that I noticed in some of the beta reviews, that specific set piece really screwed you up. So here we go. We got Grim Seath is the main ability that a lot of people are using, but Corpse Lance is the main damage dealing ability that you're going to be using. And for most of the builds that I'm kind of noticing with the Necromancer, and the build that I've been using throughout my course of playing so far in the last couple of hours, that's been the main ability that does the most damage. Corpse Lance, you see those corpses on the ground, you pick them up, you throw them, and as you see with this specific ruin, you get an increased chance with each hit to crit. So you're going to get more chance to do way more damage, but you really need this ability specifically to Land of the Dead. So you cast Land of the Dead. What Land of the Dead, as you see there, all corpse skills can be used for the duration. So as the duration of this ability kicks in, then you have the ability to just use Corpse Lance over and over and over again unlimitedly until this ability runs out. 120-second cooldown, that's a long cooldown. So unfortunately, if you don't have high cooldown, you're just going to be sitting there crying on the inside because you're going to be basically just poking at them, tickling them for damage instead of doing substantial damage. But if you have this ability ready to go, you're just going to be destroying everything. I mean, you noticed it. I hope you noticed it in the gameplay footage. That's where you do the most damage. That's how I was able to kill that Rift Guardian so quickly with Land of the Dead. Cast that first every time you have it, and then just Corpse Lance the crap out of everybody. And you're just going to get those crits, you're going to get that high sustained damage. So I'm still kind of experimenting with the skills, still kind of experiencing with the runes, all these other things, and I'm trying to get gear, obviously. So I'm going to show you here some of the cosmetic items you get. So you see here, you get these cool wings, as you've seen. I've been kind of running around with. If you saw, the footage throughout the gameplay, I was wearing them. But these are the wings that you get as well in the $15 purchase. You also get the pet that I'm currently seeing, that you currently see next to me. It's a little golem. I will show you the pet specifically here. So it's a little golem guy. He definitely looks like he, didn't necessarily come out the right way when he was born. I guess that's kind of the joke they kind of make there in the description there. And then you also get a new frame for your loading screen. You get a Necromancer frame. I'm not big on the frames. I don't really care that much about them. So, if you feel you can miss out on the aesthetic whole thing, if you just think just having a character is pretty much the only thing that you would spend the money on, I don't see the character itself being worth a $15 purchase. So, if that's if that's all you really want, maybe wait out. I would assume that, especially Black Friday, as everyone knows, especially on Xbox, they have a lot of big deals that kind of come out Black Friday. Maybe this could be an item that could be on sale on Black Friday. So if it's something that you're thinking that you can wait out on for a little while, I would suggest doing that, because you're going to miss a couple seasons if you're a seasonal player on Diablo, but if not, you should be alright. Well, Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this video helped. If it did, please leave a like. Please leave a comment in the description below. And also subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video. I will be making plenty more videos here on the channel, here especially with Diablo. But until next time, my name's Drewzy. Peace out, everybody.